Good morning. Thank you very much for taking the time to attend this session that MPS is conducting on MPS track. We just thought we'd take the opportunity to kind of showcase the workflow management system that we've developed and talk you through some of the features and the background behind the development of the software. So if you have any questions at any point, we'd appreciate it if you could reserve it till the end of the presentation. We'll reserve about 5 to 7 minutes for questions at that point. Before I get into the presentation proper, just a quick background about MPS, who we are and what we do. We are a publishing services company based in India, offices in Chennai, Bangalore, Delhi, and Dehradun. Have been in business for nearly 40 years and have evolved from being primarily a journals typesetter back in the 70s to a company that now pretty much provides any service that a publisher could look for, not only in the traditional area of typesetting, editorial, and conversion, but also into newer areas like technology and platform development and custom application development. As a company, we're composed of several business units, several of them focused on traditional services, book and journal typesetting and ebook conversion. But the division that we are speaking about now is called MPS Technologies. They are what we call a software company aimed at developing platforms and solutions for publishers specifically. This unit is based out of Gurgaon, just outside of Delhi. And Satya, my colleague here, who will actually be doing the bulk of the demonstration, heads the business unit. What we're talking about here is a platform called MPS Track, which is a cloud-based platform for managing publishing workflows, not only for books, not only for journals, but also for books and major reference works. What we would be talking about is some of the key challenges that publishers are facing today with managing their workflow processes. We'd give you a quick overview of MPS Track as a system, what are the key differentiators that the system has, and the roadmap that we have in place for further evolution of the system over the next few years, followed by a quick product demo. In terms of the challenges that publishers face today for handling their workflow management needs, currently, there are multiple workflow tracking systems that publishers use. There is no single unified system that handles the requirements of books, journals, and MRWs. A lot of transfer of data needs to happen between systems, and the same information needs to be passed back and forth. There is a dependency on an external support system for business changes. The system that we have can kind of address this. A need for real-time status transparency. And a lot of time, publishers do tend to rely on Excel sheets and other reporting mechanisms which need to be updated by an individual as and when a task is complete, maybe at the end of the day when they have some time. What they would like, I believe, is that if a task is completed and there is some mechanism by which the status can be updated as close to real time as possible, then it would definitely be a plus. Integration and synchronization with other internal and external systems that they might be using, for example, manuscript review, submission and peer review systems, and so on, maybe other proprietary CMSs. Redundant data due to multiple systems, which kind of tracks back to the first point that I spoke about, where similar information or identical information for a given book needs to be ported across various systems, sometimes manually, leading to error. And reducing the overall system maintenance and manpower costs, and trying to reduce the overall time taken in the publishing workflow processes. Trying to minimize time consumed in doing repetitive tasks and updating Excel sheets, for example. What are the key differentiators that MPS Track has compared to other systems on the market? Firstly, and most importantly, it was developed and is being enhanced in collaboration with publishers. This is a system that listens to what a publisher is looking for, and modules are developed based on their specific needs. Enables tracking at any level of content with predefined workflow templates. The hierarchy of project tasks can be established and managed. The system enables automated alerts whenever a task is due, when a task is delayed, when a task is completed. Workflows can be created and configured dynamically depending on need. It can also be reused, and you can also customize it to the extent that if, for example, you have a journal that follows a certain workflow, but one particular article or two needs to follow a workflow slightly different from the others, then this system can accommodate that within the existing framework. Real-time ingestion of metadata from various other supplier systems. Task assignments and reassignments, including when people are out of office and you need to reassign tasks to somebody else, the system can support that. If there is a need for a dynamic reassignment based on workload, that can be done. The entire assignment and tasks are access controlled. There are rules and configuration that can be set up. Separation of concern at every stage, and of course the system is scalable and extendable. What benefits does this give to a publisher? First is reduced time to publication because there's very less redundant work involved. Reduced manpower costs. Rather than call it reduced manpower costs, I would say better utilization of manpower, because time that would be spent by your staff in updating tracking systems and maintaining Excel sheets can be more productively used in doing the work that you normally do in terms of getting content out. And the system, the tracking and routine work maintenance is taken over by this system. Reduced maintenance costs. It's a hosted environment based on the cloud, easy to deploy and not very expensive. Provides transparency to all stakeholders involved in the entire publishing process. And our pricing model, which is a key differentiator when compared to other competitive systems in the market. Over to Satya. He'll talk you through the various modules that the system has and the key features that is there, and then he will then take you through a quick demo of the system as it stands.
Thanks, Hari. So the MPS track is a module, basically the platform which consists of 9 modules. So if you see, starting from the manuscript submission, we have a production tracking system, work scheduler, reporting engine, content repository, vendor supplier manager, auto work engine, purchase order management, author services. All of these 9 components, they are configurable. So in most of the cases, you might have some of the component already in place. The system allows you to integrate with the existing platforms. So let's say for example, manuscript submission and the peer review. You might already have something in place. So we offer multiple ways to ingest the data in the real time into the system. So either through the web services or running through the batch services, which extract the data in the real time from your manuscript submission in the peer review system, and those manuscripts get ingested into the MPS track system. And then we offer the integration layer where there is any other your financial systems or any other system you wanted to integrate with, whether it's a pull data or a push data, it allows to do that as well. And in the we have almost 55 plus reports which we offer in the reporting engine, which is in the area of operations, performance revenue, and the marketing reports. So all kind of reports, and those reports has a very vast number of parameters they accept. So it's kind of a dynamically you can generate different kind of reports at the real time. Since the publishing landscape is changing very rapidly, so we have kept the roadmap very fluid, and based on the requirement comes in, we keep enhancing this roadmap. So just for the next 9 months, we have mentioned what we are going to do in the platform, instead of 3-year to 5-year roadmap. And the last point which we have mentioned here in the integration with the DigiCore, which is our another platform for authoring, and which includes the CMS and everything. And that is where by the end of this year we will be having the system working with that. And here some of the quotes from our existing clients which have talked about us. They are using the platform and are about to go live. So I'll take you through a quick demo of the system. And so I'll log in as the admin. Now, as soon as you log in, it allows you to select the area which you wanted to work, whether it's a journal, books, or the reference work. So I'll select for the journal. And as soon as you log in, it opens the dashboard of the system, and the dashboard has a 4 component as of now configured, which is configurable. You can change any other thing which you like to see as soon as you log in. So you see the first the unassigned tasks, and then the tasks which have a high priority, and you see the tasks to be completed by end of today, and the tasks which are overdue. I can click anywhere in like view all, and then the list of tasks in a grid will come. And if I click here, it will show me. It will show me in like in the graphs, which I can see like about my task as well as for all journals. So as a manager dashboard, I can see for others as well as for mine. Now I'll just explain a little bit about these menu options. So as soon as I log in, you can see that it's the inbox. There's a new task get assigned to me. It comes to my inbox. And then there is a manager's dashboard. So if I log in as a manager, I can see my task or my group task, the entire team's task as well. And then there's a production where I can manage the manuscript list and as well as the issue list. Then the reports, which I talked about, like we have a huge number of reports. And then the product management. So if you wanted to, it up to you at what level you wanted to manage, because if you can go to any drill down to any level, like you wanted to track the images also in the articles, you can do that. But if you go drill down to the lowest level, then it increases the data entry as well for you. And then in the admin, if you see, there's a huge number of options available. You can manage journals, journal group, users, authors, user groups. You can create workflows on the fly, and you can reuse the existing workflows. You can assign holidays, the national holidays for if you might be working, your teams or might be working in different countries. So you can put those dates and so which are taken into consideration when it generates the schedule. Then we have, you can manage the AdWords, you can manage email template editors, geographical regions. So all kind of data, if you see here, you can basically it allows you to manage. So I'll just open this manuscript list. So as soon as the manuscript comes into your peer review system, after the peer review, the system ingested the manuscript list here, and I can click on I can see the list of manuscripts available which can be assigned to any journals here. And if I click on, so it will give me the different kind of complete details about it, and all emails, if you are writing to different user groups or any stakeholder in the system, it all tracks remain here. So you can define that this thing, and who's the author related data also comes in, and you can see the handy. As soon as the manuscript get inserted, and it checks for the author whether it's the existing author in the system. If it is not, then system sends out, creates the user ID password for the author and sends an email. So the author can log in into the system and can at any stage can check the status of the article where they are. And they can also, the system is integrated with the e-commerce where they can order the reprint of the articles as well. And you can manage the supplementary material, and this for all financial data also related to the article if there is any. Then I'll open the issue list. So I can. So as soon as I see the issue makeup, it has complete details about then the issue tracking and notes. So here if you see, the entire life cycle of the journal is given, and as soon as I enter the actual date for any of the activity, the remaining estimated dates get calculated if it is not really on time. So that and then the print and bind order form also get generated from here. So if you and if you see the bottom, there is a run sheet you can generate in the Word form or Excel format, and in the e-print order form in the Word, and table of content, off-print order. This allows all kind of exports of the data at different stages. So I think this is the briefly I wanted to talk about the system. And for details, you can come to our booth. Reporting. So please visit us at the booth number T505, which is just next to this, and for further demo. Any questions? Thank you.
It is. The way the system is designed is, as Satya had mentioned, it's modular. So if there are certain components of the system that are already in place with you, then we can build the system around that. In addition, if there are certain requirements that our system doesn't have but which your business requires, then we can assess that. It can be built as a change request. It's not a problem. The way we have priced it is it's based on an annual license fee plus a hosting and maintenance charge. There is no, so when we do the initial setup itself, if there's any customization required, we'll try and factor that into the initial pricing itself and estimate the work required as best as possible. Once the system has been implemented and gone live, the maintenance cost would cover a certain amount of modifications, but if it requires a rebuild or an enhanced coding, then that can be submitted as a change request. We'll evaluate it and come back to you with a customized cost. Yeah. Very good. Thank you very much for your time. And any further questions, please feel free to drop by our stand.